What is going on, YouTube? Tenacious Fox here with our Week 5 recap and our Week 6 predictions for the ILPC. And we are here with the coach of the Boston Red Sox, Jake, and the coach of the Arizona Arbox, Bryce. And we're going to go with the Week 5 recap, starting with the match between the Chicago Cub Jews and the Detroit Doug Trios. And this was my match, and as you'll see in this very first play, I decide to sack off my Mammoth Swine. Probably.
You didn't think it was going to kill, though, right?
I don't know what I was thinking, because it wouldn't have. It was irrelevant. He was Specs, which, if he wasn't Specs, it wouldn't have killed. But at the same time, I would have only lived with like 10%. So, like.
Right.
I think he switches into Gligar here. Oh no, he doesn't. This isn't when he does it. But yeah, regardless of that, like, I should have never gone into Mammoth Swine. I should have gone straight to Lantern there.
See, this match was really funny because when I was watching it, I kept sitting here thinking, like, man, why doesn't he just go for Quiver Dance? Why doesn't he just go for Quiver Dance? And finally, after about the third time he switched out, I was like, oh, he's choiced. I was like, oh, damn, I'm so stupid.
I knew it. I knew it that first turn. I was like, I don't think I said it in my video, but I knew the first turn that he was...
Spec.
Yeah. I mean, I had to because it took me out, and it wouldn't otherwise.
Yeah. I never even thought to rent a cow. It was just, I figured he would one-shot regardless. I forgot Mammoth Swine gets thick fat, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that's what that's what I was running.
Yeah, that threw me off.
The wishy-washy.
I think I expected him to send out the Fortress right there, because I was running HP Fire. Or, like, I guess not expected it, but kind of like, you know, if he does this, you know, I mean, then he loses his Fortress, like, so there was no reason to not go for it.
Right.
Shift gear up here. I think he Volt switches into the, oh no, he goes into that. This Shadow Claw still does a lot more than I thought it would.
Mimi has a good...
him using the Sash set, because that's my favorite set ever.
Yeah, that was a decent set. I don't think he should have let that go down, but at that point, like, what's he gonna do?
Him and I talked about that, and he said, yeah, that was his biggest mistake of the match, was letting Mimi go down.
Yeah, I don't think he should have, but at the same time, like... there wasn't much he could do.
He could have switched into Fortress again.
Yeah, that's true. I think, yeah. Yeah, see, even here, we're still at, like, what, 27 turns? And then he just leaves it in, and I body it with Roserade. I don't know why he left his Rotom Wash in there.
I bet he was thinking that you'd go for the HP Fire again, expecting Fortress, but
I ran the Water EMZ Aqua Tail.
Was that just for the Volcarona?
Yeah. It wouldn't have mattered because he was still... And right there, I made a huge mistake. I should have gone into Milotic there. I just let my freaking Roserade go down too. Because I knew the Bug Buzz was coming. I was like, there's no way it's not Bug Buzz. I don't know why I even ever thought that was a good idea.
Right.
And I think this is where it gets super stally.
It's close. Well, your Mew eventually goes down, right?
Yeah, my Mew's the next one to go down. Obviously, if I don't... if I don't run that leftovers on Magearna, I totally lose this match.
Yeah.
I think it goes down. No, he couldn't do anything to my Milotic.
Yeah, he didn't bring any electric or grass.
Well, he has Giga Drain on the Volcarona.
Oh, that is right. That is right.
And then obviously the Rotom went down.
Yeah.
And
But-
Mimikyu also gets access to Wood Hammer, so that could have been another thing he had for it. But unfortunately, all of those were taken care of with the exception of the Volcarona.
Right. And the Volcarona is definitely risky to stay in and Giga Drain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
If
of
he
course.
switches out, he's now choiced himself into something that he can't use, and he has to switch out.
Yeah, of course. Now I think it's super stally for a while. I kept thinking he might switch into the Gliscor, and he never does. Or well, he does. He does when I'm not expecting it. At least.
Yeah, he does when you Thunderbolt.
And of course, I get the. I was running Marvel Scale, so of course that boosts my defense. So I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, yeah, okay, thanks for the poison.
Right. I can't believe he set up Toxic Spikes then.
He set him up like second turn, but I took him
Yeah.
away with the Roserade.
Yeah, but like then he sets him up later on. Because the only thing they affect now is the Lantern.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I would have been trying to like switch into that Volcarona and bring out some offensive pressure. So I don't know why
Yes.
I don't know why he was just like staying in with this and like letting me stall out the recovers. I'm actually gonna start hitting next turn.
I thought that as well. Like why he never went into the Volcarona.
that was a big play right there because I tank the Earthquake, of course.
Right.
Now he goes into this, goes for the Fire Blast. I sack this off. And then I think he stays in here. Oh, no, he doesn't stay in here. Oh, no, that was a big play. Because he expected the he expected me to switch to Magearna, and I just go for the Scald.
Right. I'm surprised you stayed in there.
Right there. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think I debated it, but at that point, he can't do anything to either of these guys. Like, and I knew I could tank I knew I could tank that Giga Drain, and possibly take him out. Like it would have been a
Right.
roll. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna, I can tank this. I'm just gonna tank it and see what happens, because I know if I get Milotic against the Toxapex, he can't do anything. Like at this point, I think I already knew that he didn't have any attacking moves. So I'm just like, there's no point in not going for that Scald there. We are going to start hitting next here, because a lot of this is just stalling out the recovers for quite a while.
Yeah.
Obviously, I try to get the defense drop on the with the flash cannon. I don't get it until very late. Magearna takes out the last two for a 95 turn match.
Jesus. Ugh.
And
Those last like 15 turns were just.
Yeah, but I went. I mean, give me credit though. I went for the shift gear at the right time to get the final sweep with Magearna.
Yeah.
We will move on to Jake's match, the Boston Red Sox versus the South Beach Slowbros. This one is a much shorter match. What was he running on this Starmie?
He had HP Air or Flying for the conch
Instead
And
of
I was like-
Psychic.
Yeah, I was like, dude, Starmie gets psychic, and it's stab. And he was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big brain fart right there.
Yeah, no offense to you, Jake, but I really think Jehu just, like, he didn't really prep well for this match at all. Like, or really,
that's fine.
Or really play that well in this match. And not to take any credit away from you, because you still played a pretty good match. It just wasn't the Jehu that we saw the first 5 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Or the first 4 weeks of the season. I don't know if that crit mattered.
It did.
Oh, the Thunderous? Yeah, we talked about that earlier today.
Yeah, I was convinced I didn't get a crit on that for some reason. And I sat back and ran the calcs just because I was curious today. And it would have lived anywhere between like 12 to 25-ish health. And I'm like, wait a second. I didn't think I crit. So I'm like, what set were you running? And then I realized that, oh, wait, it was. I messaged Bryce, and Bryce was like, no, it was a crit.
What turn are you guys on?
I'm on 16.
Okay, that's where
Same.
I had to skip ahead a little bit. I started late. But,
Yeah, I don't know why he stays in with Heatran there.
And honestly, I prepped all week for Air Balloon Heatran because that's just so annoying. And that was actually the whole reason I brought Kjpargeter with Hammer on him, was because it one-shot it regardless, so I didn't really care.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then that switch right there, I don't know.
It would have killed the cross as well, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
That miss sucked.
Yeah, I don't understand that play either.
the switcheroo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. I know he had the lagging tail on it.
Yeah, so he slows it down, but at this point, it doesn't
I'm already,
really...
like 40% speed?
Yeah, I mean...
Primarina would definitely be the mon that I'd want to
Yeah,
throw the lagging tail on.
Yeah, because Conk isn't going to be that fast regardless.
Good old sleepy time.
Was that Primarina specs?
Yep.
That's what I figured.
Just because when I ran the calcs, apart from the Heatran, Ferrothorn, and Klefki, like it punched holes in his team.
Yeah,
so I was like, well, Kjpargeter takes out those three. Prim takes out those. Pretty much my prep was those two are going to take out those six, and that's what happened.
Yeah, again, I don't think he played that well, but all credit to Jake and the Boston Red Sox for taking advantage of his mistakes. Jake
definitely capitalized on it.
Yeah, kind of in similar fashion that Jehu capitalized on everybody else's mistakes the first couple weeks. So I guess poetic justice, I guess. But we will move on to the third match between the LA Nidokings and the Scandinavian Scissors. And Jake, you've probably talked to Tyler a lot about this match.
I have, yes.
And I hope he doesn't take any offense to how critically I think how critical I think I should be in this match, because it was completely different from what we've seen from Tyler all season long. Yeah,
it was not, and he was pretty upset with himself because I mean he knows he's better than how he played. But at the same time, he's got a lot of stuff going on, so I kind of understand.
Yeah. Kind of just lets the Scissors set up here. Then comes into the Victini for some reason. This was another play that I just didn't understand. Yeah, he gets the KO, but now his Victini is sitting at 30%.
The common theme I've seen this season with him is he has just let that Victini go down time and time again way too early in a match.
Yeah, for sure. And Sam didn't play very well right there either. He comes in and hits the energy ball. I'm not really sure about that one either. But
yeah, I wasn't sure what Sam was expecting there. I guess maybe Greninja.
Yeah, I don't know. Because he could have had the Shadow Ball on that Alakazam. Because Alakazam does get Shadow Ball.
Right.
Of course, right here is where Sam really starts setting up and just takes it away from here. And this is where I'm really critical of him.
Nidoking should have came in right there.
Nidoking or Kjpargeter. Even right now, send that Kjpargeter out because that's the only thing that's taking a hit from this thing at this point. The only thing.
That's why I was saying Nidoking, and because that Life Orb, Sheer Force, Nidoking, Ice Beam, that should punch a hole into Dragonite.
Well, the thing is on his Kjpargeter, he should have one of two things on this Kjpargeter at this point. He should have Haze or Will-O-Wisp.
Right.
Yep.
One of those two, and it saves his team. He's still got 3 Mons here. Because even at +2, that thing is not taking out a Kjpargeter. Not in one shot. It's
With
gonna
max health and max physical defense. That thing just
it's still gonna. It would have still done a lot to him, but it's not taking him out.
Well, that's my thing.
Get whatever he needs off, and match moves on.
He should have never let that Dragonite get to the +2.
I mean, he did switch out. Like he started setting up on the Drapion. He went for the first one. He switches out into the Greninja on the second Dragon Dance. So at that point, I mean,
he poison jab though. For the second Dragon Dance, he still had Drapion in.
Leaving the Drapion in that first turn, I think, was a mistake. And then not going into Kjpargeter straight away after he saw that first Dragon Dance. I think that, because he goes into Kjpargeter immediately, like after he sees that when he switches into when he sees that first Dragon Dance and he switches into Greninja, he should have just gone into the Kjpargeter at that point. Haze, Will-O-Wisp, one of those two, either remove the stats or cripple that thing, and then go back into either Nidoking or Greninja.
I still think the Nidoking would have ended the setup right there. He had the Dragon Dance up.
Well, I'm saying after that first Dragon Dance, he has to go into the Kjpargeter because even if he switches after that first Dragon Dance, even if he switches into Nidoking, it's same result. No.
Okay.
Yes, because when he switched out with Drapion, he went for another.
I'm not talking about that part.
Oh, okay.
When he used Dark Pulse, or Sam had Miltank in. He switched it into Dragonite.
Yeah.
Broke the multi-scale with a Dark Pulse. Right.
Correct.
Then when he should have went into Nidoking.
Yeah. No, I agree with.
That's what I've been saying this entire time.
Yeah, that's what I agree with. I do agree with that. But I'm saying after he sees that he's Dragon Danced, that's what I'm saying. He should have just gone straight to Kjpargeter.
But what I'm saying is that Dragon Dance should have never mattered because it should have just went straight into Nidoking.
Yeah.
And then he would have never had to worry about the Dragon Dance.
There were a lot of things that Tyler could have and should have done better in this match. Because obviously that Greninja could have absolutely destroyed Sam's team. Like,
yeah.
Just looking at it right now, Extrasensory and Dark Pulse, and basically nothing on his team is eating those two up.
Miltank is about the only one.
Well, Cresselia is going to eat up a couple Dark Pulses, but it's not going to really put any pressure on him.
Yeah, he can't. Cresselia couldn't touch Greninja.
Yeah. Especially not a stab Dark Pulse.
Right. So all he had to do is get Miltank out of the way. Maybe
and of course, if he's running the Dark EMZ on that Greninja, then Cresselia doesn't matter either.
Yeah. I forgot he changed that to a Z Captain now.
Yeah. So, again, Tyler, just keep looking up. I think you've been playing well up to this point. Just this really, really wasn't your best match. But all credit to Sam on getting his first win as well.
Yeah.
So we will move on to the final match between the Arizona Arbox and the Eterna City Entei. Yeah, we already talked about this. You completely forgot about the bullet punch.
Yeah, that was...
Obviously, if psychic terrain isn't a thing, then you're golden here. Like,
right, but then I'm like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. But I didn't outspeed anyway, so...
Yeah, no.
Iron Tail wouldn't have mattered in hindsight.
No, I mean, if you would have predicted the switch in and you had Iron Tail, then it would have mattered. But you had to predict that. Like, that's assuming you predict that switch in.
And would it have hit?
That's also true. Would it have hit?
I hate Iron Tail.
That was obviously. I mean, that's obviously something that you're not like. It was like a completely situational thing that you were never gonna like guess. All right, this situation's gonna happen.
Right. This is when Gardevoir just goes off.
Yeah, I don't know why you went for the stealth rocks there. I mean, I guess I guess he keeps that alive.
Yeah, he does keep it alive.
Yeah, because you put a lot of damage into him there.
Mm-hmm. That's when I went to Lando. This is the worst part of the match, in my opinion, for me.
Yeah, you get a low roll right there.
Because now he's at 47%. I did 47%. Boom, lives on 1, takes out Lando.
Yeah, that really sucked for you. I mean, because you could also say like maybe you should have predicted like a switch out there, but I mean. Really?
Well, nothing wanted to take an earthquake anyway. So even if he did switch out, I was going to punch a hole in anything that he switched in.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that low roll really screwed you for this match, and honestly, that it just sucks so bad that you got it. For you, of course. Get rid of those leftovers there. Yeah, I mean, you didn't really even play bad in this match. No one played bad in this match. I mean...
No, I thought it was a very... like, I made one mistake with the bullet punch, but...
Yeah, I mean...
like
Because maybe if you have...
Lucario was going down anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe if you have that later in the game, you can do like something else with it. I don't know. I don't know that you could have, but my thought process is like always like, you know, if you have that later in the game, maybe something else can happen.
Yeah. I mean, Lucario was there for the Umbreon.
Yeah.
In all honesty. Also, this could have been a different game if I would have switched out right here.
I don't know. At that point,
Alligator would have lived. Well, I guess he had Stealth Rocks up, so never mind.
Yeah, you were so low at that point.
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters.
I forgot about the Stealth Rocks.
Now, if you don't lose your Landorus on that one play, then maybe there's a different play here at the end.
Oh, I think if I don't lose the Landorus, it's a completely different game.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Eternity picks up the 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, we will move on to the MVP of the week. And after a lot of voting and a lot of debate, our MVP is the Dragonite for this week. And just look how awesome he looks. I mean, I guess you guys don't see this picture.
I know what Dragonite looks like.
It's the black and white sprite. He just looks so awesome.
I don't want to look at his stupid, ugly face.
So after this, we will move on to the this week's matchups, and I'm also going to be bringing up the standings for this week because we will talk about like the playoff picture kind of at the same time as we're talking about this week's matches, because we are 5 weeks in, we got 3 weeks left, and you know the playoff picture is really starting to shape up, and any match at this point can shape what the playoffs is going to be. So I don't know if you guys have the your matches open, but
yeah,
I do.
The first match is between the Chicago Cubs and the Boston Red Sox. Bryce is probably going to do most of the talking on this one.
Well, I know what Jake's bringing. I know his team pretty well. I don't know what you're bringing yet. You and I haven't practiced, or you haven't really revealed anything. But
I can't reveal something that I don't know.
After today's practice, it's looking pretty good for the Cub Juice.
If I could just get some RNG in my favor once, just once, oh my god.
That is very true. I've had first turn thaws, first turn freezes, missed toxic, missed multiple moves. Oh, I was getting everything.
I mean, this is obviously... Jake, have you won your last 2 matches as well?
I think so. Yes. No, I have not.
Yes,
Wait,
you've
so
gone 1-1. But
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, obviously
No,
this
wait,
is...
I've won them.
Oh, yeah.
The Spoilers and the Slowbros.
Yeah, so you won the last 2 matches. I've won the last 2 matches. We're going into this
I've
like
lost
kind
the last 2.
of started heating up, and also I'm sitting in the 4th spot and you're sitting in the 3rd spot. So this is a huge match this week. Like,
It really is.
whoever wins this match is really puts themselves in the driver's seats to make playoffs.
On that same note, though, this is a more important match for me than it is for you. Just because when you look at the schedule ahead after you play me, you are currently ranked ahead of both the Arbox and the Scissors. So by that logic, you should have the advantage in those matches. If you look at the rest of my schedule,
but if
and my next 2, that's 3 playoff teams in a row.
listen. If I lose and Bryce wins, then he's all of a sudden ahead of me. So
That is true.
Your whole argument there is just torn straight apart right there.
We can get to this when we talk about rankings.
Well, I've got the standings on the screen as well.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying though, like, so if I win 2 games, I think pretty much regardless what happens the rest of the way, I make the playoffs. Which means that if I lose to you, I now have to beat the number 1 and the number 2 seed as it stands. So you see how that's kind of like, this is a super important match for me?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough road for you, for sure. Yeah, it just kind of one of those things that worked out that way, unfortunately, for your sake.
Yeah, this is unfortunate, but
I mean,
the champion has to persevere, so I have to defend my title.
Bryce, what's your prediction again?
Just based off of these last few practices, I think Ross will pull off a 1-0. But, like I said, that's just based off of these practices. Jake's going to change some stuff up, I know, and we're going to practice some more, so...
Yeah, I haven't looked at his team and seen what I can set up with Magirna on, so...
Nothing. He's bringing HP fire on everything.
Well, he clearly doesn't know how bulky Magirna is, because it's going to take a lot of those.
Oh, everything's choice spec.
Okay, so he's forfeiting this week. All right.
Yeah. 2 choice specs, 2 life orbs. Couple weakness policies.
We'll move on to the next match between the Arizona Arbox and the Scandinavian Scissors. Obviously, the Scissors are coming off a big win. I still think this is going to be the Arbox match based on experience. Now, obviously, Scissors have been playing better this second half of the season. And could make it a close match, maybe like a 2-0, maybe a 1-0. But I am going to take the Arbox in a 2-0 here.
Yeah, I'm going to be pretty close to that with you. I think they'll actually take it in a 3-0. Again, just going off experience and the fact that currently Bryce is the luckiest battler in the entire country.
I've always been.
I really can't say I'm getting around that.
Yeah, Bryce has always been a pretty lucky battler. Let's be honest.
Like, I swear today, his entire team has been coated in bacon grease. Like, I can't touch them. Oh.
Yeah, obviously this is another big match for the R-Box because they're currently sitting at 6th. If something should happen and they lose here, then they're really behind in the playoff picture. Obviously, the Scandinavian Scissors, they have to win out from here to even have a chance to get into the playoffs. And that just seems...
something very weird to happen.
Yeah, that just seems unlikely. So they're kind of like on the outside looking in. But for the R-Box, I mean, it's a must-win game. I say that because if they lose, I mean, they have to win out their next 2 to even have a chance to get in the playoffs. But they win this one, and they're really looking at that playoff picture.
I've been looking at that playoff picture. Till last week.
Let's move on to the next matchup between the LA Nido Kings and the Detroit Duck Trios. And I'm just going to come out and say that Tyler wins this match.
Okay.
I know he played terribly last week, but looking at his team, he's got a couple mons that just rip straight through the Duck Trios. If he uses them right, and I think after last week, he's going to be looking to get some redemption. And I think he comes out big and gives the Duck Trios a second loss in a 2-0.
Okay, well, I mean, you have more faith in my roommate than I do.
If you just look at the team, he can run.
Usually I don't have that pulled up right now.
He can run a random item called Metronome on one of his mons, and that mon can just rip straight through the Duck Trios. Like it might not even be a 2-0 if he just starts ripping through things.
I see what you're talking about here now that I'm looking at it. There's a lot of very favorable matchups for him on this team. So
yeah, he obviously has to play really well, a lot better than he did.
We're talking about Torterra, right? Like,
yeah, of course, yeah.
But I'm gonna chalk this one up to an old saying that we use in the football profession. The best indicator of future success is past success, and right now, the Nido Kings have no past success. So I have a hard time rooting for him. However, I know I'm going to help him prep for this match because he uses me to kind of practice against much how I use Bryce. So I'm definitely going to do my best to give him some good matchups and really walk him through a lot of combinations and whatnot. So hopefully, he can pull it out. But I'm going to have to go with the Duck Trios here. Let's say 2-0.
Yeah, I think Derpy is going to be pretty upset with me for making that prediction. But I really do see. Obviously, the Duck Trios have played well, but obviously I just see a matchup where it's just not very favorable, and if Tyler gets back to playing the way he was the first 4 weeks, he's going to have a pretty good shot in this match.
And even last year, too.
Yeah, what did Bryce, you haven't hardly said anything on this.
I'm going to challenge them both. I think Derpy can get a 6-0 if he wants it. So I challenge Tyler to prove me wrong on the 6-0 and come out, and I challenge Derpy to prove me right with the 6-0.
And obviously, this is still going to be a big match because I still believe that Tyler has the capability of taking out the Duck Trios. Not saying it will. Obviously, my prediction withstanding.
I'd like to see Tyler take him out because that helps me.
Yeah, obviously that makes. That makes it super the playoff picture super interesting, and obviously the next match can make the playoff picture super interesting as well. The Eternity Entes versus the South Beach Slow Bros. Obviously, the South Beach Slow Bros did not play very well in the last match against Jake. Again, Jake, all credit to you, but I still think he's played better matches than he did last week, I look at him to bounce back and have a much better matchup, but obviously the Eternity Entes are still one of the hot teams, so I'm just going to go with the 1-0 with the Eternity Entes.
All right, you want to go? Yep.
Yeah, I'm 100% rooting for the Slow Bros in this. I need a little vengeance, and I'm gonna practice with the Slow Bros a little later in the week, try and give them some pointers and ideas of just how I've noticed Entes play in all season.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give Slow Bros the 1-0.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna side for the Slowbros on this one as well, even though them winning does not help me in terms of playoff position here, because if they win, that keeps them even with me. If they lose, they drop back behind, or not even, but they keep them right there. I just like how many, just from type matchup, I mean, you look at the Entei, they have Kyurem Black, Tapu Lele, Excadrills, or 3 OUs, and Heatran, Ferrothorn, and Klefki can all put in work versus them just because of the fact they don't really care about typing there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, Excadrill can do some serious damage with an Earthquake, but, I mean, besides that, like, that's one mon, you can work around that then.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I mean, I didn't really look at their matchups against each other, but I think that's going to be... I really think that's going to be the match of the week. Just from the eye test.
Yeah, I can definitely see that being the most intense match this week, with the exception of ours, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm making some bold predictions this week, so...
I think the match of the week will be Detroit and LA.
Oh, so first you say he's going to pull out the 6-0, now you're like, I'm kind of trying...
That's because I challenged them, so they're going to both be trying really hard.
Obviously, we do have the... I do have the standings on the screen as well. So right now, as it stands... Your 4 playoff teams are the Detroit Doug Trios at the 1 seed, the Eterna City Enteis at the 2 seed, the Boston Red Sox at the 3 seed, and the Chicago Cubs at the 4 seed, with the South Beach Slowbros at number 5 spot and Arizona Arbox at the number 6 spot, looking to get into that 4 spot, one of those 4 spots. And also something that I just noticed, just looking at the differentials, only 3 teams this year have a positive differential, so...
Well, I mean, that's not completely different from last year, where the 3 of us really just ripped through the league because there was a bunch of kids who weren't used to competitive battling. Tyler caught on at the end and ended up finishing with a positive differential, but for the most part, it wasn't really, for lack of a better word, a challenge. I mean, we consistently were churning out 4, 5, 6-0s like they were, nothing.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, with doing the rankings and stuff, the differential has been shifting a lot of teams. Slowbros, myself, you. Well, not you yet, but and Red Sox. We have all been shifting. 1 week will be positive, 1 week will be negative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I had to work my way back up into the close to positive after the Eterna City Enteis did me they did me one really well. But I don't know that we have anything else to talk about. Is there anything else you guys want to say today, like this week?
My big thing with looking at the rankings and the playoff position, obviously, is talking about schedule in terms of looking forward to what is most likely to happen. So again, like I said with mine, like I have a brutal stretch, but at the same time, the Slowbros also have a brutal stretch, playing both Enteis and Doug Trios. So I mean, if we're just basing off of that, there's a very good chance that both the Slowbros and myself could find ourselves sitting at home for the playoffs. So I mean, we definitely have to bring our A game coming forward just to have a chance to make it.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys win those matches, and all of a sudden the Doug Trios and the Enteis are, maybe they're not sitting at the 1 and 2 spot.
Yeah.
So it's still very, the playoff picture is still very much so not like clear yet. Obviously there's some front runners, but like everything is far from being set in stone at this point.
I think after this week we'll have a better idea of who's gonna make it.
Yeah. Well, we might even have some locks after this week. Like if Detroit wins and Eterna City wins, I would think that they would be at least a lock in the playoffs.
Yes, they would be.
I think records wise, I think they would basically be locked in. I
believe that would be the case. Yes.
Depending on what other things happen, but I think it would be really hard for them to not get in at that point.
Because mathematically, if the Doug Trios and this Enteis both win, that'll put them at 5 wins.
You and I are playing, which means only one of us will come out of that with a 4th win. So that will put you in that to next group. And then after that, the Slow Bros will have to win their last 2 to even have a chance to get in, but differential does not look promising there.
Yeah, I don't know that they would. I don't know that they would necessarily lock the playoffs, but it's gonna be looking like they have clinched that spot.
Yeah, with the small amount of teams, I don't think we can give a complete lock till probably
after next week. Yeah, of course, after next week, it's probably there's going to be at least one team that's going to be clinched already.
Right.
But definitely you can't have any off weeks because this league is really close. Like, it is really tight.
Yeah.
Obviously, a shortened season does account to that, but it makes it all the more exciting at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that is all that we have for today. So if you did like this video, make sure you smash the like button, and if you're new here, make sure you hit the sub button. I do hope you enjoyed watching it. Thank you for watching. Fox out.